Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope, and the new Nigeria is possible. On a good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending on your time zone. Today, once again, we're here to have discussions on the things happening in Nigeria, but we'll try to be as brief as possible today. His Excellency Peter Obi has actually spoken about the reaction of things that happened in court, because it is just breaking everywhere. Nigerians are talking, they are reacting about the several minors, at least 3, and one person, an adult age, who was charged related to the August End Bad Governance protest, which slumped in the Federal High Court today in Abuja, being Friday. Aside from His Excellency Peter Obi's reaction, Atiku has also reacted, saying that the T-pen of Tinubu is actually hitting not just the citizens of Nigeria, but even the minors. And those are the things. And we are going to also discuss on the utterances coming from Wale Edun, who happens to be the coordinated Minister of the Economy and Minister of Finance, who said that 25,000 naira has been sent to about 25 million Nigerians. A total whopping sum of 625 billion naira spent without referencing where the people or the details or even the names or locations of the people who are said to have received these funds. 600 and something billion naira to have been spent. We need to have these discussions and the reactions that are coming up from it. I have Angel in the studio, and of course, I have the people on Zoom who will be joining on this very conversation today. But let's start from the studio here.
Good day, my well-active citizens and obedient worldwide. Welcome. Tell your neighbors, say, hope day, but not in our leaders or in our politicians, but in God. Judge on the run as a minor slumps in the court. Welcome on board. Let's discuss.
Yes, jumping straight on the discussion, Angel. You know, when they say the minor, the teenagers that were in court today, we have seen videos of this, and I believe our producers will show this in the screen so that we understand where it's coming from. Atiku has reacted to this. His Excellency Peter Obi has reacted, and many Nigerians are reacting. But let's start with what His Excellency spoke about it today on these very minors that we are talking about. And let me quote His Excellency. And also Dr. Mo has also lent his voice to it. But let's start with what His Excellency Peter Obi started with on the scene that unfolded in a courtroom in Abuja that led to the fleeing or running away of the judge in Abuja. If our producer can just put this across. He said a disturbing scene unfolded in Abuja courtroom today when an undisclosed number of malnourished minors reportedly detained for over 3 months following End Bad Governance protests began to collapse, prompting the resident judge to flee the courtroom. And Peter Obi's tweet is specifically what I want to share with us, because he clearly, brought out his reaction on what transpired. But while we wait for that Peter Obi's tweet to come on, okay, it's already here. If you can display it to the audience, I will appreciate that. Say, I just watched the disturbing and condemnable scene captured in a circulating video showing 124 protesters, among them minors, appearing in court today as part of effort to secure the enforcement of their fundamental rights. The footage reveals minors, some so weak that they could barely stand, others fainting from sheer exhaustion and lack of nourishment. These children appeared visibly malnourished and starved, a condition that should alarm the conscience of every citizen in our nation. From their look, they were poorly handled despite being in the custody of the federal government of Nigeria. The offense they committed being alleged against this suspect, including minors, is protesting against bad governance, hunger that was directly affecting their livelihood, and which our constitution, under a democratic dispensation, guarantees them. Curiously, most of the people in government today leverage this aspect of the constitution standing as champions of good governance while in opposition. Moreover, our status presumes that suspects deserve some dignity even in a correctional home as human beings. The reason why we should all be concerned about a situation like this is because we are part of a global community where human dignity should be respected. May I appreciate the presiding lordship for halting the trial and saving the country further embarrassment it would have been to the world as a democratic nation. I would like to call on relevant authorities, especially the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of the Federation, the police and the DSS, as well as the National Human Rights Commission, to thoroughly investigate such human treatment of minors to avert such incidents in the future. Signed, Peter Obi. Now, Angel, there is a takeaway for me in this very Peter Obi's tweet, and I see that he is talking about, the judge halting. The judge didn't seem to have halted the proceedings. He ran away from the courtroom when he found out that the people in the courtroom are collapsing. At least we saw about 3-4 persons who collapsed in the courtroom, and they were like resuscitated back when people who were in the courtroom and lawyers had to go out, get some soft drinks and snacks and give to them, which they clearly explained. Before we get to the other reaction, because Dr. Moses Paul, that is Dr. Mo, reacted to it, and a whole lot of Nigerians reacted. I want to get your reaction before we go to the reaction of the people who are actually waiting to talk about this.
My question to Chief Tinubu and the APC government is it these 28 minors that are going to overthrow the government? That's the question I want to ask them.
They have 100 and something. But I think you are referring to the fact that can minors actually overthrow the government?
Exactly. These children I'm seeing here, did they have the power? It's not as if APC government did not know where terrorists are hiding or the Boko Harams are hiding.
The people who has the capacity to do those things.
They have it, and they know them. They always, how do I put it? They always
manage the situation and try not to talk about it.
Yes, it's not as if they don't know.
Because people have named people
who are... with these people.
They have named people who are in the current Senate who had aided terrorists in the past. They have talked about, even in the mainstream media, about sitting governors who had assisted terrorists in the past, and they are still serving in this government and are in the Senate.
Past governors.
Thank you very much, Angel.
They always negotiate with them. Then you are talking of minors, malnourished minors, and you are charging them for what? Treason, terrorism as minors?
And of course,
did anybody give them arms? Did they get arms from? So it's now a crime to protest in Nigeria.
Not just protest, to protest about hunger that is prevailing. That is prevailing in Nigeria.
Exactly.
Let's take reactions from our people. Before we get to the reactions on other people, let's take our people who have been waiting for us to talk on this very subject, and also to talk on the issue of Wale Edun coming out to say that Tinubu has sent 25,000 naira to 25 million Nigerians. What a bloody lie in this Nigeria where we are. And that they have details. And we have not seen anywhere or any website provided.
Because I have not received anyone.
Let's quickly take a reaction from our people. Mr. Bassi, you are there. So sorry keeping you waiting all this while. Please, you've heard the expression coming out from His Excellency P2B. You've heard the one of Abubakar Atiku, the former PDP candidate in the last election, citing that the T-Pen has hit even minors who are in custody. What is your take on this very treatment meted to young protesters in custody?
Good evening, my fellow Zoom panelists. Good day, Obidient, and fellow listeners worldwide. I was lost of words when I saw those the sight of those video and pictures. I went numb because I never could believe that we will come to a point in a nation, in this country, where we will have to see that side of pictures of minors being made to go through prosecution. This clearly shows that the president and all his political leaders, they've lost humanity. They don't have any sense of humanity at all. And I asked myself, looking at those children, the trauma that they went through alone is enough to kill them. And I wasn't surprised that even, I mean, the slum, and even looking at them, they are malnourished. It means that they were not even fed in wherever they were being kept, that there was no attention given to those children. And it's a sad situation. This thing has also gone as far as painting Nigeria in a very bad image. I don't know where the civil society and the human rights agencies, where they are, and they are seeing this. And this is very sad and is not portraying us in a good light. I must say that with the pictures flying all over the world and all over the internet, it's a very bad, it's a minus for this government. If this government have a sense of humanity, they wouldn't have allowed what happened today to go ahead. And for the judge, yeah, I beg to differ with our principal on this. The fact that the judge even entertained that case, knowing fully well that the people that they are being paraded were minor, is also not a good a good way and a good decision. Now, if this man truly cared about what happened, he should have thrown away that case and then set those children free. But he didn't do that. What did he do? He rather slammed them with a 10 million naira each bail. Come on, where is humanity? How did we lose that in our nation? And I feel so sad today that I'm being called a Nigerian at this particular point in time, because this is not what it should be. I have never seen it happen anywhere in the world. Even in a dictatorial environment, you don't see that happening. Come on. I feel so sad. I feel so sad. And it's not a good commentary to see what has happened today. Thank you.
Let's quickly on Mr. Tony. But before we take Tony, let's also look at what Dr. Mo said so that Tony will react immediately on that. Let's quickly take the reaction of Dr. Mo, who actually, took his time to actually say this. So, Dr. Mo said that in his tweet about this, or his reaction to this, that I must express my profound dismay over the deeply disturbing video circulating showing the inhuman treatment of young protesters, some of them minors who appeared in court today seeking the enforcement of their fundamental rights. These children, many barely able to walk, appeared severely malnourished, with some collapsing in the courtroom. Such appalling treatment of underage individuals who have not been found guilty of any crime is a blatant violation of their rights and a shameful affront to human dignity. This level of cruelty against innocent children reflects the depth of moral decay under a regime that appears to have abandoned even the most basic standards of humanity. Regardless of any ongoing judicial proceedings, this abuse of power is reprehensible, and we cannot stand silent in the face of such injustice. That is from Dr. Mo. Now, Tony, I need to have your reaction on what you see that Dr. Mo has said. He said that irrespective of any ongoing judicial proceedings, that the abuse of power is reprehensible. What is your thoughts on this?
Look, I think any reasonable person will be appalled as to what is going on with this present government. Just look at the kids. Look, very young kids. Now, let me ask this judge and those people, those lawyers prosecuting this case, how will they feel if their kids are the ones we are talking about in prison for trumped-up charges? How can you open your mouth and wave this treason word they've abused? If you disagree with them, they'll hit you with treason charges. No, what you are saying is treasonable. What you're doing is treasonable. How can these kids be charged with treason of trying to overthrow the government? This is horrible. This is, I think we shouldn't be nice. We shouldn't be using nice words to describe what is going on in this country. I think we should hit them with the most outrageous and inhumane whatever we can conjure up with. Because this is, I mean, I've seen somebody, I've heard somebody describe this country as an unrestrained zoological garden, uncoordinated, ungoverned zoological garden, where every animal does whatever it wants to do. No control, no person actually managing the animals. We don't have a government that actually cares about governance. They are just there helping themselves, helping to embezzle our resources, to enjoy themselves and their relatives, to buy houses everywhere, all over the world. This is, I saw, to see these kids in such a situation, I cry for this country. I cry for humanity. Those that are supposed to be guardians of our civilization. Look at what isn't there a constitutional provision in this country that you shouldn't treat minors this way.
Tony, did you
video as they were eating the snacks that were given to them? You see how hungry they looked. And again, I don't know if our correctional institutions don't have some sort of uniforms that they give to people, because they seem not to even have clothes. Some of them don't have clothes on themselves.
Talking about, I was listening to one guy that came out of prison. You know, he just went there to prove a point. And this description he gave about the conditions in our prison system is unheard of. Those kids are being starved because the guy was saying that people actually feed themselves. If you're lucky, your relatives will bring something for you to eat. If you're lucky, somebody will give you money to buy food to eat. So I'm not surprised that these kids are starving. Look at them, emaciated. You know, who will take food to them in that prison cell?
And then, Tony, finally,
these are the people, like Angel has spoken earlier, these are the people presumably that they are certain that wish to overthrow Chief Bola Tinubu. Please, your final on this. It's really funny.
Mr. Kanu, this is a crime against humanity. How can you hold these kids and say they are trying to overthrow the government? With what? With what? This is a crime, and we should call it what it is. It's a crime against humanity. And I think somebody should be responsible for this heinous act. Nonsense. People have lost conscience in this country. They've lost morality. They've lost their souls. In what? Because of what?
Talking about losing, yes, and talking about losing their souls, I'm going to come back to you on that word, losing their soul, the people in power. But let me quickly come back to studio on with Angel, who the do since concerning this issue. But Angel, let's just get your final take on this, because we need to talk about the 25,000 naira that Tinubu said that he has shared to Nigerians. 25 million Nigerians. But let's take your final word on this.
You know, this thing is so disheartening. I shed tears because these minors, they live, me looking at them, you see them in their own country living like a refugee.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That judge or the policeman that arrested these children, what if those children were their children or grandchildren? How happy would they have been?
Yeah, the point is really that the arrest during the August protest, when they arrested them, they say they were about to overthrow the government. So now we have seen really, when they said all of this, whether they are the ones waving the flag, everybody was just against them, that they were waving flags of another country and all that.
They said they want to overthrow the government. Did they cut them with arms? Because if they did, they would have shown it. But they did not. Minors just protesting that bad governance, they can't feed again in their own home country. And policemen arrested them.
And charged them for...
What if they are their children? 3 months detention. You didn't even ask yourself, the parents of these children, how are they feeling? Did they even know that their children are being detained?
You have a point, but we also look at it from the other side where the judge that is said to be compassionate have to grant them bail of 10 million
He's
naira.
heartless. That judge is heartless.
So we wonder when, and the matter has been postponed to January, I think 24th or thereabout, but the next adjourn date is next year. So these same children we have seen again, we are going to see them again in January and see how they look like. We keep this very video.
Will be alive till then.
Yeah, we'll keep this very video and wish to know what will come on the next day. But we'll keep on following. Like everybody is calling out for all Nigerians to talk about this, to react about this, so that this very end bad governance protesters must be released. But let's get into the next discussion that we have, and that has to do with 25,000 conditional cash transfer. The Minister of Finance and the coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, has disclosed that the federal government has sent 25,000 naira to 25 million Nigerians. Please, wherever you are watching or you're hearing from me, I want you to find out, because I've asked this question in different platforms across over 300 local governments in Nigeria, for somebody to tell me that they received 25,000 naira from the federal government and nobody have responded. Please go to the comment section and tell me what you hear. Let's hear from the man, so that it will not be Mr. Kanu of Obidient Family TV that is just hallucinating about 25,000 naira that has been transferred to 25 million Nigerians, amounting to about, I think, 625 billion naira. Let's take a listen to this very Minister of Finance as he talk with him mouth. Make we hear him.
In terms of the direct benefit and direct help to the general public, of course, there was wage award at first. Now there's the new minimum wage. There is direct transfers to the people on the social register that has been put together by all levels of government and is being verified. And so people are paid after they have been uniquely identified biometrically, and they are paid digitally through a bank account or mobile wallet. And those payments have been rolled out. We have reached 5 million households, 25 million Nigerians, and first and second payments are being made. And that process of having a robust social register where you can reach people directly and help them with payments that allow them to now choose what their priority is and go and then deal with that priority is something that will be ongoing. A society always needs to help its poorest and its most vulnerable, no matter, because relatively, you're always going to have people who need help.
That is the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun. This one, I see, say your teeth just they shine. 25 million Nigerians, 5 million households.
It's
so
laughable.
You not tell me, say you collect 25,000 naira.
It's laughable because me, I have not even received any alert from any person.
Have you heard from anybody?
For where? You know, APC doesn't even hide their shame anymore. Because the corruption, in fact, we are wada. Because they don't even hide their shame anymore. Because how can you say 5 million household? Where? How? Where? When?
In Nigeria, I said it's verified register.
Verified register. Social register. Where? When? At least many Nigerians, social media is there. They will be talking about it. At least if 10 people or 1 million people receive it, you see it on...
even 100 people will even tweet.
Exactly.
Even talk on different WhatsApp platform that they receive 500.
Even at this man's age.
Even if it's 5,000
like
for this very hunger time, 5,000, then go talk.
Not to talk of 25.
25 million.
At his age, he's lying like this, looking at hungry Nigerians and lying to their faces.
Okay, Angie, I think you have reacted.
It's
Let's
so
take Mr. Bassi. You can see that Angie doesn't want to give me back the mic, and she's very furious. What is your take on this insult to Nigerians coming from the coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, saying that 25 million Nigerians, 5 million households has received this very money? What is your take, Mr. Bassi?
Shameful statement to make, and it's a shameful thing to behold. This government should not be taken serious. How can a minister who's supposed to be coordinating economy come out to even pride himself that 25,000 naira is being given to vulnerable Nigerians? How did they get that statistics? Who are the people in that social register that is talking about? It shows you that this government lacks integrity. They lack credibility. And all they pride themselves on is propaganda. That's what they know how to do best. You and I know that if such amount of money had been put in this economy, 625 billion naira can do a lot without even giving it out. But the truth is that this money, they are using the vulnerable to steal this money, because this money have not been given to. I've asked around. I've not even heard anybody that have said, oh, I've received an alert. So who are the people that benefited from this money that they claim they have given out? So this clearly tells you how this government is, that they don't care about what happens to Nigeria. In the first instance, should we even be, proud of talking about giving out 25,000 naira to vulnerable? Couldn't they have done something that will impact on the economy, that will make people to begin to benefit, see the fruit of this investment, rather than hand out? How did we come to this level as a nation? Nigerians are hardworking people. They are not looking for handouts. What they need is an enabling environment. Create that environment and then allow them to thrive and flourish. Stop giving them medicine, because this is weaponizing poverty. As much as I know, the more you give this money, the more you impoverish the people. Because the 25,000 naira, assuming without conceding that people have received this money, the 25,000 naira we're talking about cannot even last a household for 1 week. So after 1 week, assuming after 1 week, what then happened to that family? So this is insincerity we are seeing from this government. They are not helping Nigerians. They keep pushing out these lies, this propaganda, telling Nigerians all manner of lies. I don't believe it, and I will not believe it.
Spoke about a general and digital register of this very transfer. You and I have been in Nigeria, and of course, we have not seen anywhere that government said that this register is existing, or there is even a website for Nigerians to go into to find out the number of people who are there. So what is your take on him saying a social register? Is he talking to maybe World Bank, or he's talking to IMF? He's talking to people who are not Nigerians. Maybe that is what this talk is all about. because all what he said there does not exist here in Nigeria. If you want to give Nigerians something, my assumption is that you provide a website that you tell Nigerians to register. Since you say it is personal, it is going, you are not using a third party, you are dealing with it. Right now, this man has nothing, no statistics. Like they said, no statistics will go chop. Tell me whether I am mistaken that there is existing a website that Nigerians did register for this cash transfer they are talking about. Because I have a household, I belong to several cooperatives that nobody has received any money from the federal government.
Once again, there is no register that exists anywhere. Whatever they call that register, social register, is a fiction of their imagination that exists only in their own imagination, government officials' imagination. There is no register anywhere. This is a tech era that you don't need to begin to sweat how to gather data or register. All you just need is to put up a website up there and then get Nigerians, vulnerable Nigerians, to go and register. There should be a yardstick for you to qualify for that. But when you are looking at social register, we have been looking at this thing in the website. We are not seeing anything. So tell me which register they have created that, okay, you are going to go to this website that will enable you to register, put in your name, and then this thing, that should be able to be, that should be the way to go. I remember when they were talking about this thing, the Minister for Communication and Bosun Tijani, he did say that they are going to use technology to leverage and ensure that this thing is done properly and accurately. Where is that? We have not seen that existed. This is almost 2 years this government is going. I mean, how does it take, I mean, eternity to create a portal where people can go in and do this registration? It doesn't. It's not rocket science. So it shows you that these people are not serious. They are not sincere. Well, because they are not sincere, they keep coming out and then telling Nigerians all manner of lies and expecting Nigerians to believe this. It's sad, honestly.
Right. Yeah, very, very sad. Sad indeed. Thank you very much, Mr. Bassi. And Tony, let's get your reaction quickly. Our time is just running so fast today. What do you have to tell us about this lying spree, false information coming out or spilled by Wale Odun, the Minister of, the Coordinating Minister of the Economy? Did your family get the 25,000? Please tell us, Mr. Tony.
I was watching Ned Nwoko on Channels TV the other day, and Sean was asking him about the bills he's sponsoring in the Senate. And one particular bill he mentioned is a bill to establish a permanent database for every Nigerian. There, you will be able to identify the vulnerables, Nigerians who are vulnerable because of economic circumstances. And how can, and he was saying that he was so appreciative of the minister. Was it the Minister of Information you just mentioned? The doctor?
Tony, is minister, the coordinating minister of the economy.
Not him. The guy that was being screened by the Senate, one of the 7 new ministers. Ned was saying that he was so happy because the guy was saying that he is going to produce a database that all these social welfare checks, monies, will go directly into their hands, into their account, not through some intermediaries. Then how can the minister now come and say they already have that database. So which one is true? So I don't think they have. I don't think they have any database.
I want you to confirm if anybody on the cooperative throughout the 18, I think,
of Enugu State, have you had anybody said to have received 25,000 naira from the federal government?
To determine that, but in my village, I know a lot of widows, and none of them has gotten any 25,000 naira from the federal government. Those that I know, none. So
what about the cooperatives?
Like I said, I haven't done any surveys to ask around, throughout the states. If anyone, because if anybody has, or if anybody knows anybody that has gotten this money, I haven't done that, so I can't
25 million
for sure. But the ones that I know, the personal individual I know, do not know anybody that has gotten this money. So I think what needs to be done is for our legislators to actually do the needful and try to find out exactly who those people they said they're paying these monies to.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
They are. Yeah, they can do that.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Tony.
Is the next line of action. You just giving me, you don't give me brain now. The next thing is that we have to move it to the area of the honorable members and senators to tell us whom from their constituency and their senatorial district has actually benefited from these 25,000 naira that have been sent. Thank you so much, Mr. Tony and Mr. Bassi. Our time seems very flying today. Let me quickly come back to Studio Angel. Your final words on this, and of course, we try to get out the studio because the time is fast moving.
You see, this APC government, just like Mr. Bassi said, this APC government lacks integrity and credibility.
No transparency.
I'm telling you, instead of just lying to the Nigerians, telling them bullshit, is it not better they come out and say subsidy removed? Just like Tinubu said, subsidy removed.
Nigerians are just used
yes,
to
that is
already.
what the only thing we needed now is to bring back the subsidy so that Nigerians can benefit. They will tell you, okay, you buy goods of 10,000 naira, you use 100,000 to transport it. It doesn't make sense. And you are saying you give how many? 25 million Nigerians, 25,000. Who and who?
5 million households.
Who and who? Do the needful. You know what Nigerians are yearning for.
And then give us the details.
Yes, no, not even, we don't even need that 25,000. Is it for 1 week feeding? Is it for 1 month
it's
feeding?
Already disbursed.
Is it for 1 year feeding?
Yeah.
No, it's just corruption.
Yeah, according to them, it has already been discussed. What Nigerians need to know on each local government.
At least Mr. Tony from Enugu and Mr. Bassi, at least they would have said, okay, one person from my local government received the money. Or you said, okay, I know someone that received. Or me, I know someone. At least social media cannot lie.
Yeah, but I'm saying for transparency's sake, let the federal government show us the social register where they say they
were talking about.
So that on each local government, we could identify our brothers, our sisters that are there. We don't need their details. We just need their number. Each local government, you say 5 million households, 25 million Nigerians. So in each local government, at least you will see, like, even if it is 5,000 or 2,000 or even 1,000 persons in one local government, the people will rejoice and be happy that at least something came to them. And Tony spoke about the reps and the senators, which obviously should key into this and find out who from their constituency benefited from this. They should be talking.
How can they talk? All of them are the same. They are the same people. It's not possible. How can devil judge devil? Where is it possible? Devil cannot judge devil because both of them, both APC, reps, senators, they are all the same. Corruption everywhere. corruption everywhere. We are just tired. They are just 2 years, barely 2 years, and Nigeria is scattered like this. When it gets to their 4 years, what will happen? So many people are committing suicide. We are just tired. Thank you so much, Mr. Tony, Mr. Bassi. We appreciate you. God bless you for always coming along to stay with us. May God bless you. My fellow obedient, active citizens, my people, like, share, subscribe. Let other Nigerians know what is going on. Have you received your 25,000? As for me, I have not. None of my siblings have. Nobody I know of have received. So if you have received, let's hear your own. Put it down on the comment section. Let's hear you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for being with us. We love you, but God loves you more. Bye for now.